eggs and pick them up later. She didn't want him to bring them in and have them thrown at me. I just thought I'd bring that up already. You know, so you got all these electrical wires up here, and she wants me to sit over them? Okay. Well, it's nice to be here again. I'm going to talk a little bit about spiritualism, really. I won't go into the depth of it. But it's very interesting that the history behind spiritualism is fascinating. If you get a chance to really digest it, pick up the books and look at it, you'll find an awful lot of interest about it, about the pioneers and where they came from, and how they established this religion. It wasn't easy, trust me. In fact, one of the camps up in Lilydale, it's called Lilydale Spiritualist Camp in New York, is on the Cassadaga River. And Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp is named after that. So I guess the pioneers thought it was too cold up there, you better get down here during a hurricane. But it's very fascinating because it opens up the doors on a lot of other religions. You know, I was a Catholic boy at one time. We were told about angels and all that stuff. But in spiritualism, we are confronted with them. We have a spirit guide with us all the time. You know, God, the infinite spirit, has said, we're not going to leave you on the earth by yourself. You're going to be guided. And for me, I think I got tons of them around me. But they come in and they guide us in the different places we need to go. And we see them as mediums, and we try to convince people you can talk to them. Don't expect text messages from them, but you can talk to them. And they will be there and help you walk through the vicissitudes of life, which is very interesting because we're going through a very different phase in this world right now. But we'll make it. Trust me. So when we have a problem, we should sit down and say to our spirit guide, and you really don't have to know the names of the spirit guide. Just say, I need your help. And you'll get that help. I call it spirit intervention. Spirit intervention. And they work with you all the time. I had a case where this friend of mine was in an automobile accident, and the vehicle, can't say car, you have to say vehicle, by the way. And the vehicle went off the road, and he was thrown from the front seat into the back seat. And he knew that if anybody moved him, he would have died, because his neck was broken. And they were all trying to get him out of the back seat. And this gentleman came in and said, leave him just where he is, don't touch him until the medical section gets to him. And he did. And the gentleman, they got him out, and the gentleman who was the friend of mine wanted to get the name and address of where that individual was. And there's no such person. So that was a spirit angel that came in to help that individual. Another case where this girl I know, she was taking an exam for taxes. Good luck. And she was going to go across the street, and this vehicle was dead on her. It was going to hit her. And she was lifted up. It sounds funny, but it's true. She was lifted up and placed on the opposite side of the street. And she looked up, and there was a big, tall gentleman who watched her. And she started crying. She looked back up, and he was gone. Those things don't happen out of coincidence. They're there for a reason. Now, as some of you know, I was in the hospital. And I was pretty close to going to the other side. But I think God said, no, we don't want him over here. Forget it. Trouble. Keep him back there. But it was later on, seriously, it was later on, that I found out that my guide pulled me back into the earth. So they're always there helping us. We're here for a divine reason. You may say, well, gee, I just do this and that, but you're here for a reason. You really are. And your guide and your loved ones on the other side will always be there to help you. I get a kick out of this. When I'm doing meetings, they say, how's my parent on the other side? I said, he's not paying taxes. He doesn't have to listen to politics. He's doing real well. I mean that. Because over 40 years of doing this work, and I just had a birthday in January, I'm only 35. And so they will work with you all the time, constantly, 24-hour shifts. We have to communicate with them. And I want to tell you a secret. This is very complicated. It's not complicated at all. Get yourself into a nice quiet room and just say, Spirit Guide, give me a helping hand. You don't really have to know the name of the guide. They know who you are. And you get up, walk away, and you receive the information. And it works all the time. Or you can sit down and start writing. I do what they call inspirational writing. It's funny, I go into a Dunkin' Donuts shop. I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Do not buy donuts. I just don't do that. Last time I did, I got on the scales and I said, 1 foot at a time, please. So I sit there and I'm writing. And one of the girls said to me, what are you doing? I said, I'm the undercover boss. I'm going to write on you, report on you. But then I told her inspirational writing. If you sit there long enough, over a period of time, the writing that you're putting out will change. It will be from spirit. This is their way of communicating with you. And it works constantly, trust me. My guide does that all the time, and she's been 100% correct. So when I do readings, I give her the W-2 form. But we need to understand that, and that's one good thing about this work as a spiritualist in the religion, that you can understand it because it's part of our religion. And others out there are starting to learn that. They're starting to learn about spiritualism and life after death and communicating with the other side of life. So we can help them. And that's our job, is to do as best we can to help them to learn. I go to different places, and before you know it, I have somebody coming over and they need help. They need help. One reason or another. And I keep telling them, I'm not an accountant. I'm not a psychologist. But I said, I'll do the best I can for you. I was sitting at Denny's one time, and the waitress comes over to me and she says, can you help those people over there? I told them you were a minister. I said, you tell them I was off duty. And she started laughing, but I went over and talked to them for a while. So we need to do more of that. I try to tell people who are in that business professionally, please don't leave it. We need your help right now. So your spirit guides will work with you and pull you in the direction you need to travel. You may say, I'm going to do this, or this is very fascinating. I was out in Arizona about 3 years ago. And I came home and I was thinking about this couple that I went to college with, and I went to their wedding. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about it, and I said, I haven't seen them for a while, but there's something wrong. So I picked up the phone and called Steve, the gentleman who went over very well. He's out in Arizona. He happened to be close to where I was located. Never knew it. And his wife was up in New England. So there's a separation. So that's how spirit works in. It's not you, it's spirit. You want to make a phone call to Joe Foster Blue, whoever Joe Foster Blue is, in Massachusetts. I have to say Massachusetts. And all of a sudden the phone rings and it's Joe Foster Blue. He said, I was thinking about you. So those things happen. It's not coincidence, it's spirit intervention. We need to really depend on it more. So when you're down, and we all get down, trust me, we all have that ups and downs swing in life. Think about talking to your spirit guide, asking him or her to help you to make some decision on what to do and how to do it. And trust me, they will. Like I said, God didn't put us on your side alone. He didn't put us on here to forge our way through life. He put us with somebody who's going to help us. And even your loved ones from the other side will come in. I've seen that quite a bit, and try to help out. Very important these days, because as you know, the ups and downs of what we're going through right now is going to swing its way out eventually. But as it does that, we're going up and down like a roller coaster here, and we need to be solid with our spirit communicators and help others to understand that. And I thank you very much.
Thank you.